The British political landscape is teetering on the brink of chaos, and it's not because of any external threat. It's because of the rot festering within its own political establishment. The Labour Party, under Keir Starmer's leadership, stands at a precipice, caught in the crossfire of scandal, public disillusionment, and internal revolt. It's no longer a matter of whether the party will survive the current crisis. It's about how much damage Labour can endure before it fractures irreparably. The £4 million offshore donation, tied to industries Labour has opposed for years, is just the latest proof that Starmer's leadership has become a betrayal of the very principles the party was built on. This is no longer about policy differences, it's about trust, something Starmer has fundamentally broken. It's no secret that the Labour Party has struggled with its identity for years, but under Starmer, this crisis has deepened, and it's only getting worse. The £4 million donation from a hedge fund based in the Cayman Islands is an unforgivable blunder. For a party that has long positioned itself as the voice of the working class, this donation reveals the party's willingness to cozy up to the very elites it claims to oppose. The hypocrisy is staggering. Accepting millions from a fund tied to fossil fuels, private healthcare, and arms manufacturing is a direct contradiction to the values Labour used to hold dear. Starmer's attempt to balance corporate interests with Labour's traditional working-class base has backfired spectacularly. The backlash from party members, MPs, and the public is a clear signal that Labour is no longer the party of the people, it has become the party of the establishment. There's a palpable sense of betrayal that can no longer be ignored. Labour's core supporters, those who once rallied behind the party's commitment to social justice and working-class power, feel abandoned. This isn't just a minor scandal, it's a seismic shift in the political fabric of the country. Starmer's credibility has been shattered, and it's no surprise that even some of his most loyal allies are beginning to distance themselves. When the leadership of a political party is questioned by its own ranks, that party's ability to lead the nation becomes untenable. Labour cannot continue to claim to be a party of the people when it is seen as complicit in the very systems that exploit those same people. The timing of this scandal is particularly disastrous for Starmer. Labour is already struggling to address the cost of living crisis, with families across the country feeling the weight of rising bills, stagnant wages, and unaffordable housing. Under Starmer's leadership, Labour has failed to present a clear and compelling vision for addressing these issues. Instead of offering a bold alternative to the Conservative government's failures, Labour has drifted further into the middle ground, relying on centrist rhetoric that does nothing to inspire those most in need of change. Labour's failure to provide answers to the real problems people face is a direct result of Starmer's inability to lead with conviction. How can voters trust a leader who cannot even secure his own party's faith? How can the public have faith in Labour when its leadership is so deeply compromised? The resignation of MP Mike Ashbury, followed by a critical by-election that could reshape the political landscape, only adds to the mounting pressure on Starmer. The emergence of Reform UK as a serious political force, capitalising on Labour's disarray, is a direct threat to Labour's future. Nigel Farage and his supporters are tapping into a growing wave of frustration with the establishment, presenting themselves as the only viable alternative to the current political order. Labour's failure to address this growing sentiment could be the final nail in its coffin. If Labour loses the upcoming by-election, it will send a clear message to Starmer and the party. The public is rejecting Labour's vision, and with it, the party's leadership. Starmer's attempt to straddle the fence between corporate interests and working-class concerns has failed miserably, and the consequences are clear. Labour's grip on power is slipping, and the rise of populist movements is gaining ground. The Labour Party is at a crossroads, and Starmer is running out of time to salvage what remains of his leadership. If he continues down this path, Labour risks not only losing the next general election but also its identity as a party that stands for the people. The political establishment is already leaning heavily towards the corporate elites, and Starmer's actions only reinforce the notion that Labour has become yet another cog in the machinery of the powerful. If the party cannot find its way back to its core values that once inspired millions of working-class Brits, then it will face a long, painful decline into irrelevance. Reform UK is growing in strength, and it's clear that the public is fed up with the status quo. Starmer's leadership is increasingly untenable, and Labour's ability to recover from this crisis hinges on whether it can rediscover its purpose. But make no mistake, If Starmer's leadership continues to flounder, Labour will not only lose an election, it will lose its place in British politics entirely. The party's survival depends on swift action, a return to its roots, and a clear rejection of the corporate influence that has tainted its leadership. If Starmer cannot rise to this challenge, the Labour Party may very well be finished.